Guys, how you guys doing? So if you guys are like me, you guys are driving, you guys are watching this video, you guys are driving a car with a CVT transmission and you guys have that whining noise, and this is a common thing with CVT transmissions. So I have a 2008 Nissan Altima and I am on my second CVT transmission. And let me give you guys a little backstory on my CVT issues. With my original CVT transmission that I had on this car, I bought it at 150,000 miles. I did not know anything about CVT transmissions. Did not have to whine when I bought it, I don't think, or it was really subtle. But over time, the whine was louder. It got louder and louder and louder and louder. And I drove for 50,000 miles with that whine to the point where it was just screeching every time I put my foot on the accelerator. Didn't know what the issue was, thought it was a bearing issue or some kind of a mechanical issue that was outside my engine on my car. So I thought it was something that was an issue with the wheel bearing. And I never got the CVT transmission trained or flushed or anything like that because I've never had a CVT transmission before. Non-CVT transmissions, you don't normally get the transmission flushed or change the CVT transmission fluid after a certain mileage. For the most part, over 100,000 miles, you don't do it. But I didn't know anything about CVT transmission, so I just drove it like that for 50,000 miles, and and it broke on me. So I got a second transmission put in. I drove it. There was no noises after I put the second transmission in, but over time the noise came back. Not only did it come back, but my car was going to safe mode, which I had not experienced ever. Outside of those experiences I had with the second CVT transmission, that by the way, I still have. But I had to go and do a lot of research on it because I did not want to get another transmission, because even though that second transmission cost me $1,200 to put in, it was relatively not expensive. Relatively speaking, it wasn't the most that I would pay for a CVT transmission. It was kind of cheap, on the cheap end. But I did some research and I found out that you need to change your transmission fluid every 40 to 60,000 miles. So I did that. I did that on my own. I did videos on it. If you guys want to check out some of my DIY CVT transmission drains, check it out. If you guys go to the garage to do it, they'll charge you anywhere from, I believe they'll charge you like $150 because there's no drain plug. You got to take the pan out and then empty it. It's a little bit more intensive than doing a oil engine change. But I have a couple videos up. I did, and they're pretty easy to do. It's a little switch up. You take the CVT transmission from the top. But my point is, it did fix the whining noise. After I changed the fluid, the whining noise, it's no longer there. It drives smooth. There's no safe mode that comes up or anything like that. And I could drive it like that for a good period of time before the whining noise comes back, and then I'd have to change the CVT fluid again. But you're gonna have to do that anyway, particularly if you have a transmission with a really high mileage on your CVT transmission, as I do. Now I'm on my second CVT transmission. I have about 100,000 miles. It crossed 100,000 miles about a month ago on that CVT transmission that was put in. And I do my CVT fluid change every couple months. and it's helped maintain my CVT transmission quite a bit. Haven't had any real breakdowns of the transmission. Obviously the noise will come back, the CVT noise and whine will come back, like every other CVT transmission car. And you know, it goes into safe mode when it gets hot out, and I've driven it for quite a number of miles. But it's gonna happen with a lot of CVT transmission cars anyway, after a certain mileage. But if you guys want to do a quick fix on that CVT noise and CVT safe mode thing, just change your fluid. It should get rid of your problem, and you should be able to drive your car for, maintain your car for like a pretty good period of time before you gotta do it again. And you gotta change the fluid on these CVT transmissions. I mean, there's no way around that. That CVT transmission in your car, that CVT fluid in your car, that's something that needs to be changed. You know, it's in the manual, and normally you gotta do that for every 40,000 to 60,000 miles. But you know, change it as much as possible, and that CVT transmission will, it'll be good. You guys won't have any issues with the whining noise, and it won't go into safe mode. But that's the first thing that you guys should do if you guys have any issues with your CVT fluid. I mean, with your CVT transmission. But if you guys did get any help from this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Please subscribe, and take care, guys.